going to be IPT Rebenga, IPT Shadow, IPT Chalk, IPT Hooks. I'm just gonna say the names already. Kinson, Rays, and Trevor.
Trevor.
Yes.
That's a new name actually right now at the moment for
that's true.
from the previous roster.
All right, so let's go into the side of Infused Esports.
For Infused Esports, nothing much has changed. We see Akil, Hechizo, JRM, Gertrude, ZXC.
Ooh.
ZXC's back! And Toinks. I'm not sure who's gonna play, but that's ZXC used to be their mid laner and their ADC, but they switched it up with JRM and ZXC. But I'm really happy to see ZXC back in this roster for Infused Esports. I mean, he's one of the talented mechanically skilled players from Infused Esports. So I'm pretty excited. I'm not sure kung sino maglalaro, if it's Toinks or ZXC, but I'm glad to see his name back in Infused.
All right. So, of course, guys, because we are now going to the MPGL8, we do have some changes with the point system as well. So it's kind of similar to the Pro Gaming Series when it's going to be a best of 2. And if you do get yourself a 2-0 against your opponent, you'll be getting 3 points. If it's 1 for 1, 1 point apiece. And of course, if you get 0 points, you get nothing.
You get Kappa. Okay.
Yes, you will. So I'm just going to signal our teams to start the match. So we are officially starting the Mineski Pro Gaming League Season 8. Again, Rise from the Rest League of Legends.
Yes, sirree. I'm really excited about this matchup kasi, well, it is Imperium Pro Team Blue versus Naga Esports. I believe this is the first time Naga is going to be competing at the Mineski Pro Gaming League.
Yes.
So, it changes actually invitational.
Invitational.
Invitational na siya compared to like from the first from season
the previous
7.
from the previous season.
Yeah. Yung parang kada branch ng
Yeah, it's all about like qualifying for each
a slot.
For each leg, yeah.
Yeah, for each leg. So now it's different. It's per invite. So, yeah. Meanwhile, let's check out the picks and bans now for our first match for the night. That's Imperium Pro Team Blue versus Naga Esports.
All right, so right off the bat, we do see the Malphite and the least ban coming in from IPTB. And then for the side of Naga, it's going to be the Sivir.
Yeah, it's like nothing has changed from the banning against Naga Esports. They always want to ban that Malphite every time they are against Naga Esports because of Suzaku. I think it's one of his main, and I think it's part of why Naga has been successful in their previous matches from the Pro Gaming Series as well. It's because of Suzaku's setups. So this is not a surprising ban. It's a very, very consistent ban against Naga, but it is still a wise ban from Imperium Pro Team Blue.
That's true. Followed by the Sivir, again, and Kindred from the side of Naga. So Sivir, of course, we do know that from the like 2 splits ago, Kinson was always mashing in the Sivir.
The Sivir.
Yeah.
I remember that was around summer split.
That's true.
And had a 7 winning streak on Sivir. So then suddenly the opposite team sort of learned, like parang binaban nila si Malphite against Suzaku. Now they banned Sivir against him. Then he was forced to use Illusion. So meanwhile, it's gonna be Kinzon, right, on the side of Imperium Pro Team Blue. So we'll see what ADC is going to be using up his sleeve. But then again, this is a smart ban from Sivir. Because if you ban Sivir, you ban out most of the important champions, the strong champions right now, like Maokai. Because you need Maokai to set up for from the On the Hunt to be able to reach those targets.
Aside from, he does use Righteous Glory.
I remember that those times from Maokai. Anyway,
movement speed boost all the way.
Yeah, looks like Naga is still gonna pick up this Maokai. I believe they have some sort of plan in their sleeve. I mean, I remember their Karma is popular. You can use that as well to initiate and speed up the Maokai to get him to root somebody from the backline, the important targets of Imperium Pro Team Blue. But then again, it is gonna be another Echo versus Maokai matchup if it's really a top Echo.
Yeah, we have seen Jungle Echo before, but this pick from Trevor Graves can also go for the top lane or jungle. We have seen some top laners go for that very strong push with the Graves buckshot.
Yeah. So I wonder if this is going to be an ADC, but I guess it's going to be in the jungle, right? I suppose they're going to be saving Kinzon and Chalk's pick in the
later stages,
later rotations.
Yeah,
so that's going to be Alessandra for Naga. I'm not sure who's going to pick this though, but it's going to be the first time seeing Daigo go on a Lissandra if ever they do pick this up for
Yeah,
themselves.
but that's a lot of engage here coming in from the side of Naga. I mean, you do have the Twisted Advance from the Maokai, and then Glacial Path into the Ring of Frost, and of course, Frozen Tomb of the Lissandra. Lots of disrupts, so that can, might prove to work for Naga's side, just allowing Luxuria for, the free hits, especially him being on a champion that doesn't have the best of range
Yeah.
compared to if they do lock in this Jin.
Yeah,
and they
and
do.
they do.
All
lock it
right,
in.
so I think this one will really help Naga's side. But now we do see that Imperium Pro Team Blue's roster has been completed. There's going to be Shock
Shock.
with the Zir in
Yeah,
the mid
Zir.
lane.
So that's a
Man,
denial pick actually away from Daigo, because Daigo has been one of those popular Azir players here in the Philippines because of his shuffles for the Emperor's Divide, and worked really, really well in terms of bursting someone down and actually catching people off guard. But the thing is, it might be a Lissandra pick, of course, for Daigo, but then again, what's missing here is the jungler because basically Imperium Pro Team Blue banned out Elise and Graga, so the only thing open for Akarain could be a Nidalee or a Lee Sin. Unless, they have something up their sleeve. Kindred has been banned. They don't want to face that. So it might be a Nidalee here for Akarain, which
Right.
is not really my favorite pick for Akarain, but then he does still pick it up.
I would have preferred the Lee Sin, since kind of like his Lee Sin plays
Yeah.
from the previous matches that we've seen him go for it or play. So it's going to be composition of Imperium Pro Team Blue here. It's going to be actually, it's pretty balanced here. Lots of disengage, lots of poke, as well as long range, and then they have the dive coming in from this Echo. Of course, most Echoes right now go for that Bruiser build.
Tanky.
Yeah, Bruiser build,
Definitely.
which allows for, a good amount of damage, lots of HP, and then when you're about to, die, just use
Yeah.
your ultimate.
Exactly. And the thing that I like about the Imperium Pro Team Blues comp is that they have so many threats on their side. They have the Graves, they have the Azir, and the Jhin. And just in case that somebody goes in, like the Maokai or the Lissandra, they can actually try to buy some time and reposition themselves by the Emperor's Divide. And they do have the Echo and the Glacial Fissure from the Braum just to disrupt anybody who tries to go in and restart the fight. Meanwhile, it's the complete opposite for Naga Esports. They really want to go in, get to that back line, and that includes the Maokai, that includes the Lissandra. So they have two options to actually, try to start a fight for themselves, and they have all the follow-up damage that they need. That's going to be the Nidalee, and that's going to be the Lucian. But then again, come late game, they might have some trouble since they're sort of all in. The only thing that they have for disengage is the Pillar of Trundle, and I believe that is not
Good.
a reliable
That's true.
disengage. So let's see how this is gonna pan out.
Yeah.
Here for both sides. I mean, it's all about execution. It's all about the cooldowns as well. Because can you imagine, like, everything is out. Like, Daigo's Frozen Tomb is gone. I kind of wonder how they're going to manage the survivability of this Lissandra in terms of, going all in into the team fight.
Yeah, so they have to be really explosive here in their fights and catch off Imperium Pro Team Blue right off the bat, because we know Shock. He's one of those guys. That's why I kind of chuckled a while ago, because there was we always have this joke wherein there goes Shock, the chicken man on this year yet again.
Yeah.
And of course, again, you really can't put out Shadow. He's a really good support, especially with the Braum.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember this guy was my first pick when we were asked to make like a best support PH before.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry for the haters, but it's just my opinion.
Well, according to statistics from the PGS, Braum is one of the most picked supports besides Trundle. So
I think he even he doubles Trundle's pick rate.
he doubles
Doubles
Trundle's pick
pick
rate,
rate.
and that's considering the fact Trundle can be played at the jungle and up top.
Yeah.
So that's really something to say here for the PH meta, or the meta in general. And would like to point out as well that Naga's comp for the Nidalee synergy is actually okay. I mean, per lane, you do have some sort of CC that can actually help assist Akarain, land those spears or land the damage, burst someone down. You've got the Twisted Advance by the Maokai. You've got the Root by the Lissandra, and the Pillar to slow people down from at the bot lane. So it is pretty balanced just in case they do need something to help out the Nidalee, considering the fact she doesn't have any CCs whatsoever. And that I think they do not, Naga Esports does not lack the CC at all at this point.
We'll see though, because well, come mid game to late game, this composition coming in from Naga, especially with that Nidalee, I feel like it's kind of like I already said it. They don't have any form of disengage, and I think like having a Lee Sin adds at least a bit more versatility to their composition, wherein they can actually have some form of disengage with the Dragon's Rage kick, as well as even more of a front line, because just think about when it transitions into that mid game into the late game. I mean, poking spears, especially if like Akurane doesn't get ahead in terms of the jungle itemizations and damage, will this Nidalee be a bad thing for Naga, or will it work into their favor?
Yes, exactly. I'm kind of curious. I wasn't really a fan of Akarane's Nidalee. At some point, there was a feeling of mine na sana nag-listen na lang siya.
Yeah.
Or why did he pick Nidalee? It's gonna be really tough, especially if you don't make the spears count or your lane doesn't have any utility to help you assist, get the burst, get the damage down.
That's true. And of course, now welcome to the Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Mineski Pro Gaming League Season 8 League of Legends Rise from the Rest. So in the blue side, we have Imperium Pro Team Blue. In the top lane, it's going to be Yux on the Echo. In the jungle, it's going to be Trevor on that Graves. In the mid lane, it's going to be Shock on the Azir. And in the bottom lane duo, we have Kinzen playing the I'll Make You Beautiful Virtuoso Jin, and his support shall be the Muscle Man.
Muscle Man.
Yeah, the Braum.
Braum.
It's like the synergy there. He'll make you beautiful and on the outside, and Braum will make you beautiful on the inside.
Okay, alright.
See?
If you
It
say
works.
so.
It
If you
works.
say so, Asurai.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Naga Esports, they're on the red side. At the top lane, we have Suzaku with the Maokai. In the jungle of Akurane. On the Nidalee. In the mid lane, we have Daigo on the Lissandra. For the bottom lane duo, we have Luxuria on the Lucian. And for the support, we have Badger on the Trundle.
Now checking out the map, it's going just to be the Great Wall of China here of player, mimicking wards.
Yeah, all the defensive wards right here. Nobody wants to make the first aggressive move rather. No lane swaps either. They're just going to be doing the standard lanes, and they're going to be scouting everything on the riverside just to know if somebody else from the opposite team tries to cross and bother their jungle rotations.
Yeah, we'll have to see as well, because again, we were talking about how there is so much protect here from the side of Imperium Pro Team Blue. What is going to be Naga's answer into getting either Chalk or Kinzen, from that back line? Especially like they have a lot of poke, but then Braum's Unbreakable can just stop all of it for the meantime. And then he also has the Glacial Fissure. We have the Emperor's Divide, especially the Emperor's Divide from an Azir, because if I'm not mistaken, like you have to be like super perfect on that flash to actually go over it. But most of the time, like 90% of the time, you will not, go across or over that temporary terrain that the Azir can create.
Exactly. It buys some time and gets Imperium Pro Team Blue into the phase where they can reposition themselves. Meanwhile, we are gonna see a lane swap here. Braum just gonna follow right through. Jin is gonna be sucking the experience on his own. Looks like Naga Esports is gonna do the same thing as well. But look at Braum will be making his way back up, and I guess
you don't want to give any openings for Naga here to actually go on the Kinzen, because he's a very, very vulnerable.
Akurane really low.
He's a very vulnerable Jin in that top lane, especially we were talking about the combo in every lane.
Yeah.
Especially with the twisted advance and with the damage output of a Nidalee. Is he gonna die from this?
I'm not sure, but it looks like she got smite. He's
Alright,
actually pretty low right now. Gonna be making his way down the bot side, but looks like Imperium Pro Team Blue actually knows where Nidalee started with the ward right there. It actually set fire just now. Echo will be making his way up. Looks like they're gonna be doing a fast push, 3-man fast push, and Naga Esports will respond the same way.
It's going to be, like you said, a fast push into that bottom lane. Top lane. So let's see who gets the initial tower here and then bounces out the way because if they break it too fast, there's like a huge wave there. Top lane of either side can actually capitalize on that and get ahead of their counterpart from the opposing team.
Yeah, looks like they have prepared from where the similar teams, what they would do, they would put 4 in the top lane, and it's gonna be their loss, even though both sides would get the 2 turrets down. But then again, they're gonna be sharing extra experience with one more person. So it's 3-on-3. They'll be having an even trade here in comparison to the previous experience that they did. Meanwhile, it's gonna be 1-for-1 tower. Ano kaya ang sunod nilang gagawin?
No dragon yet taken here. I think Naga would have gone for it, considering that they did get that bottom tier 1. I think a bit faster than IPTB. And IPTB were just recalling just a bit late there, so they could have, I think, punished that and got themselves another free objective. But we'll see here. Now we have broken down towers. And Trevor here doing quite a bit of damage here from Luxury. He might be forced to flash away, but no, he does have the dash over the wall, and he'll be just safe. Even actually restarts or resets that Krug, so Luxury doesn't get any free XP. So if that's either lucky or skill, he still gotta plug that one.
Yeah, I actually thought he used his dash already, but it's like cooldown is just right. Yux is gonna be in a safe spot. He does have the face dash. I would just like to point out how mobile these 3 champions are from the Imperium blue side. They do have the dash. They can easily try to get away by using all these walls just in case they get trapped and get cornered. But yeah, the most vulnerable target might be Chomp.
Speaking of trapped in corner, there's going to be the Glacial Path and Ring of Frost, but there's also the dash coming out of the Azir. Plus, if any of those CCs do hit, he does have his cleanse to activate and just walk away and DK. Now we do see a Naga now going into this Rift Herald. It is spotted out by the side of Imperium Protein, but nobody from the side of IPTP will contest as Kinzen as well as Shadow gonna just pummel onto his bot tier 1 with the Braum, with the Jhin. But because Naga got this Rift Herald, is going to be a stronger and as well as an easier push onto that top lane because of the buff itself.
Most definitely, Imperium Protein Blue might want to fast push this because they do have 4 people rather. They are the top lane, and with the Rift Herald buff as well. Yux, because of what they're doing, Yux is gonna be level 4. He's still level 4. He doesn't have the the chrono break just yet. He's gonna be very vulnerable from dives. But IPTB really wants to contest this one with the Braum. Braum is considered one of those anti-sieging champions.
Suzaku though,
taking a lot of turret hits right there. I wonder if Imperium Protein Blue will be able to catch up and try to deny this. That's a lot of
convergence. Can he get the stun? There you go. He gets the stun onto Luxuria though. But this tower is 1 hit away from dying. But wow, Imperium Protein Blue gonna go for it. But Luxuria dashes in and finalizes the last hit onto that turret. Looked like they could have saved that top tier 1. But Naga were of course quick to the draw and punished it because it was only 1 hit away from dying. Teleport from Suzaku gonna go into that bottom lane as Hackering was babysitting it just by a little bit there. And there goes W hitting Hackering but no root whatsoever.
That should have been more like a predictable move from Naga Esports. I mean, Imperium Protein Blue already saw the Rift Herald being taken. They should have assumed that after the Rift Herald they would have pushed bot. Because of their their slow decision and trying to protect. I mean, that would have been a good call if they made the call faster, sending Braum up top just so that they can slow down the siege and probably scare Naga away. But that is obviously on Naga's what do you call it? Sila yung nanalo sa trade na yun. Because
advantage.
Yes, they had the advantage and they even saved the bot turret there with a teleport from Maokai. But if that is so, they should take advantage of this Maokai not being able to respond without the teleport. So IPTB should really be what do you call this? Active in their calls, because they have to take advantage of these situations where Naga Esports might just wait for a couple of cooldowns for themselves, wait for level 6 and action in the bot lane. No.
Nothing whatsoever there. Trevor really wanting to go in for this red buff. Might cost him his life, but he has a dash over the wall. That's the second time, and he'll be safe. Actually, going back to what you said, the mistake of Naga Esports. I think there's also the mistake, or sorry, the mistake of
Imperium
Imperium Pro
Team
Team Blue. There's also the mistake from Naga Esports. Not actually a mistake, but probably, you know,
Could have been better.
yeah, a process coming out of what they did in that top lane. Yux is now level 6, 39 CS compared to Sudaku, who's only level 5, no teleport, and only 27 CS.
Yeah, I believe they should try to take advantage of the roams of Naga Esports. You lose experience with what you're doing, especially if you're not getting anything out of this. Daigo is forced to back away. I'm actually surprised with this Lissandra pick. This is the first time I've seen Daigo on a Lissandra, not on a carry champion. I mean, if Azir is taken, what does he usually pick? He does pick Ahri, he does pick Yasuo sometimes.
Zed, even.
Yeah, Zed. So, looks like they put Daigo in a more... It's a heavy role, because you're one of those people who starts the fight. But then again, come late game, you're gonna be lacking the power compared to Azir.
Azir, of course.
Yeah.
As well as, again, we were talking about how they're so dive heavy that if they do not, you know, become successful in these initiates, Imperium Pro Team Blue can, you know, just dictate the pace of the game because of how they build their composition.
Yeah.
So now checking out the vision, it's about balanced. Lots of vision here from Imperium Pro Team Blue to take the dragon if they do ever so want to. There is no vision there from the side of Naga, and seeing Luxury here might beg IPTB to do this, but lots of the members of Naga Esports already in the top lane might dive onto Yuk, but he's level 7, he has a Bomb Cinder, he's kind of tanky right now, so will they go for this dive?
So let's see how Yux will deal with this. No one is there who'll be able to save them.
Parallel Convergence does connect. It uses now the ultimate there, the Chrono Break, to break out the aggression coming in from the side of Naga Esports. Lots of damage there onto Asurai, but he doesn't have his flash anymore. It's being burned down. And there you go. First blood will go into the side of Naga Esports as the members of IPTP still pushing down this bot tier 2. Will they have enough damage as Suzuku is here to stop the party with some presence?
No wave fear for the Maokai, so it's going to be one kill right now, so they do want to make things even. Suzaku actually getting stunned, gets knocked up, exhaust right there, shadow eating all the turret hits, but that's going to be a kill for Kinzon. Meanwhile, that's Daigo going in there in the middle of it all.
Wow, he's getting
stunned.
caught out.
Oh no! Hot damn! That was a nice combo by the curtain call and the collateral damage. Well played by Imperium Pro Team.
Damn, these guys with the guns just showing a lot of power. There you go. I'm not sure. Daigo had his ultimate there. He did not respect the burst damage from the initial shot of curtain call as well as the collateral damage there. But Imperium Pro Team Blue got more than what they bargained for. They got themselves a kill onto Suzaku. They got Daigo. They got the bot tier 2 down. And Naga only got the first blood for Asurai. And not the top tier 2.
Exactly. Just as you said, there was no respect whatsoever when Daigo actually went in onto 3 people. He could have just stayed behind the turret or not defend at all, because you're just going to be one person there against 3. There's no tree anymore to protect you, try to get and soak all the damage for you. So it was a very questionable call from Naga Esports. They were supposed to win that when they killed Yux. But then again, there was no respect there whatsoever.
Yeah, and Yux is, well, in my opinion, Imperium Pro Team Blue is going to be happy with that because Yux dying is not like the end of them. Yeah. Shock here already has a Nashor's Tooth. We do see that Kinzen almost done with his Essence Reaver. Luxuria, almost the same thing. Suzuku now getting caught out by Trevor. Taking quite a bit of damage. There's the flash and stand by me. Oh, wow. They hit the deadly flourish, and this will commit, and they will just take down Suzuku and possibly the Rift Herald here to follow as Kinzen as well as Shock gonna be defending this mid tier 1 against the push coming in from Naga. And looks like they can. They're pushing away the annoying pesky Naga members here as Naga are dictated to go down into the red side of Imperium Pro Team Blue's jungle.
Yeah, so medyo patigasan ng ulo dito. Are they gonna try to push down the mid right now since it's too late to try to defend that at this point? Nobody from Naga Esports is gonna be there. They do have to respect the flank.
Stops the recall. There you go. Hits the third hit of the passive, and now Luxuria is gonna be in a bad situation. He can flash over the wall, but Yux can follow. But Asurai is there for the defend. Now we do see that there's a clash gonna happen into that mid lane. Shock, beautiful Everest Divide there will just stop the engage of Daigo, and there you go. We are talking about how much reposition tools Imperium Pro Team Blue have, and they are just manhandling Naga Esports right now.
It's so weird trying to start a fight. The carries are down there, guys. The carries are below or down there. So it's so weird to see Naga Esports try to start something. I know you guys just want to probably distract, but obviously that teleport going all in. I'm not sure how the fight started, but it was obviously like from Naga Esports. I mean, there are enough protection from Imperium Pro Team Blue to try and deny the flank or whatever Naga is trying to do.
There goes the YOLO mode onto Shadow. Comes out the culling from Luxuria, but Naga cannot follow through. They looks like they want to go in for this mid-tier 1, but now it's going to be reinforced as Trevor now going to go into this mid lane. It's pretty low on HP, but they have enough wave clear with the end of the line, as well as I think the Deadly Flourish. He has to clear out the waves. You see it there, and just checking out the gold. Look at that. Luxuria 6-2 to Kinzen's 5-8, but Kinzen is 2-0-3 to 0-0-1.
Well, the only consolation prize that I see from Naga Esports doing that is that they prevented the mid lane push, so as walang makukuhang consolation prize yung Imperium Pro Team Blue. But the consolation prize that they got were kills, and that is just going to make them stronger, and that is just going to make Imperium Pro Team Blue force these team fights Naga Esports cannot handle at all. So if ever they try to start something again similarly that what happened in the mid lane, they should make sure that the carries are there, or even though, you know, you want to save a tower, if you die, then most likely Imperium Pro Team Blue might take some more out of the map aside from towers. That will make you lose the future clash, or probably lose more objectives in the process. So meanwhile, 15 minutes in rather, they still haven't gotten the dragon, but looks like Naga Esports decides to try and take control of this area. They don't have any idea that they're taking the Rift Herald, so this might signal them to get the dragon. I guess not. It's Imperium Pro Team Blue actually distracting them, making them choose what to take off the map. Are they going to take kills? Are they going to catch people off guard? Right now, Daigo not looking so good on this Lissandra pick.
Members of Naga now converging onto this mid lane, but teleport-wise, it's going to be on the side of Imperium Pro Team Blue. Yux in that Echo is ready and waiting, and Naga actually has a pretty good ward over here that if they do push around this area, it will be, you know, flank lures once again for the side of Imperium Pro Team.
Yes.
Blue. I mean, you do see JLC doing that quite a bit of time with the Poppy and the Rammus. Now I think it's Yux's time to do something similar to that.
Yes, and it's actually time for Suzaku as well to try and set up these fights. Around the 20-minute mark, we're going to see a really fast tree going down to the back line. It's going to be the first dragon going to Naga Esports there. I think their power is going to shine when they're together. When all the skills have been changed perfectly, when they lock down the important targets. But can you imagine, their time is running out. If ever these three carries from Imperium Pro Team Blue do have the defensive items already in their inventory, that includes the QSS, that includes Zhonya's, but looks like mamaya pa yun mapupunta. But then again, they're not that proactive at the moment. They are targeting towers.
Akarine's pretty out of position there, but we do see that he's going to be able to walk away, especially him being on the bush areas, adding that mobility. There's the curtain call coming out of Kinzen, looking to target Godeye there, rather Daigo almost goes down. Another collateral damage with the hit from the curtain call. Last hit from the curtain call would have spelled doom for the mid laner of Naga, but while that is happening, there's the damage going onto the Jhin. Kinzen goes down as Luxuria is now just battering onto the members of Imperium Pro Team, but there you go, they catch out Akurane as well as Suzaku. That was a flank maneuver, but there was not enough damage from the side of Naga to even make that a successful backstab play.
Exactly! I mean, yeah, it's good on paper, but I'm not sure why you would do that in the first place. You just saw Daigo going back in. Holy cow! Daigo rather, is very low. Trevor exhausted. Shadow very low as well at the moment. Badger just keep chasing down, but that's a Shurima tower just to set the line, set the boundary for Naga Esports.
So that was a scenario where they got a catch-off onto Chuck, but it was just him being you know, unaware that that could have happened, but still, it's not looking well for Naga in terms of these types of plays. I mean, the gold lead is only 2,000, but it feels like it could be more.
I don't know. I don't know, man, because they seem to like the distracting the people. It's either they want to distract them, delay them in terms of pushing, but then they lose more with this kind of call, with this kind of strategy, and they keep giving unnecessary kills to Imperium Pro Team Blue, and the more that they keep doing that, they're gonna have a hard time in these fights, considering the fact that they need the proper setup. Even though you see a flank from a Maokai and you have damage from the Nidalee, it's not gonna be enough because there are a lot of champions there. That's gonna be the one who to protect, because that's gonna be a Braum for that easy stun. There's a lot of champions there that are going for there's parang attack champions there. That's Trevor, Kinzon. It's gonna easily proc. They're gonna easily stun you. There's the Emperor's Divide if you go all in. So if you don't have the damage to burst people down, it's very, very questionable.
It's not the easiest thing to actually kill the other, let's say, kind of squishier members here, or not actually kind of, squishier members here of Imperium Pro Team. But never mind, Kinzon gets caught out here. He's gonna flash over the wall, but here comes the Twisted Advance coming in from Suzuku. He even dodges the spear from the Q of the Maokai, you know, but he has his Malevolent Maelstrom, but you know what, it's the,
It's alright.
He finalized the kill, it's fine.
They got it.
They got it, okay.
So, Naga Esports, the deep ward actually helped. Daigo actually goes in. Emperor's Divide Shock is the first one to fall into this one. It's going to be 3 versus 4 here in the mid lane. That's the setup Naga Esports needs just to try and get someone down. I mean, there's no carries whatsoever. Even though there was Graves, they catch someone off guard. Wala pang defensive items itong mga champions ng Imperium Pro Team Blue. So they should keep doing this so that they can get more out of the map and try to suffocate them with their own jungle, with their resources, and take everything. That's a blue buff gone already from Imperium Pro Team Blue. So that is the thing that they should do. Naga Esports back in this game.
True that, but of course, it only was possible from Kinzon's being out of position. It made it easier, like you said, for Naga to actually look only into Chalk because it was only Shadow as well as Yux in that mid lane alongside him. If Trevor was there, maybe they would have changed their minds, because there's more than one damage that I should say from the side of IBT if ever that he was there in that mid lane.
Yeah, definitely. Graves is not going to be enough here. That's going to be the Maw on his inventory just so that he can cancel out the burst from Asurai and Daigo. So that's a nice second item for him. Meanwhile, Dragon is about to spawn. I believe Imperium Pro Team Blue does want to contest this second one, and that's Luxuria. Landed a hurt onto Trevor.
Now this comes the power spike from Naga's side. There you go, Daigo flashes in, gets a 2-man Ring of Frost, but here comes the re-engage from Imperium Pro Team Blue. Perfect positioning there, coming in from Kinzon, just chugging out the Curtain Call ultimates one by one, but now Chalk is in a bad position, but he pokes out Luxuria like a pimple, just goes down, and Akrain follows through. Members of Naga going down one by one, only Suzuku alive. Was he late to the party? I think he was. Now we do see that he's backing off, but the members of Imperium Pro Team Blue are on the initiative. Flashes away from the deadly flourish, so he will not die. And Imperium Pro Team Blue just comes out of that fight victorious, scathed, but rather victorious.
Wow, they prioritized Graves there, the ult and the root and everything. And I would like to point out that the shield coming in from Shadow, the Unbreakable, hot damn, that was really, really well placed because it cancelled a lot of DPS from Luxuria when he released the culling onto Trevor. So it bought IPTB some time, and they concentrated solely on Trevor just to make sure that he's dead. Meanwhile, just as you said earlier, Kinzon's positioning was great, but then there was Akrain spotting him all alone. There was no front line for him there because everybody else was there at the side brush near the river. And that's the Dragon being taken down. IPTP is not in the position to take this.
You also have to note that when Akrain actually went in on that,
there was Yux.
Yeah, exactly.
Yux was there. So I was quite distracted with the Dragon take. But yeah, I was going there. That was great management of the
players.
targets, the
Yeah.
players, to know who to protect and know their priorities because they believed in Chalk. Chalk was alone actually. They had to choose between leaving Kinzon and leaving Chalk. Chalk has some sort of way naman to protect himself. He still does have cleanse. Have you used that cleanse yet? My god, that's been on for quite a while.
Oh, he used it already.
Okay,
Pretty sure
so
he did. Yeah, he did.
I feel like
it's
every
when a
time
cooldown. You gotta be
I know, but every time I look
chill.
I know, man, but every time I look at that cleanse icon, it's like it's always on. So anyway, that's great because you have a Lissandra there at the opposite side of your team. That's the Baron being taken down. They have no idea. Naga Esports has no idea this has been taken. So they have to manage the waves at this point. So great job for both teams. As Imperium Pro Team Blue really adjusting to what Naga has been doing so far.
Yeah, now we've passed the point of no return here for Naga Esports. Imperium Pro Team Blue are now getting to their almost their three items. Look at that. Essence Reaver, Rapid Fire Cannon, BS Sword, almost Infinity Edge here. Infinity Edge
Yes.
for Kinzen. Now for the mid lane Shock. They might go for the Rhyhlice Crystal Scepter, Abyssal Scepter here as well as that Nashor's Tooth. So he has a lot of poke, lots of penetration, and he will be getting soon lots of slows. So what can Naga do? Because of these slows, it might make it even more difficult for Suzaku, as well as I would say Badger and Daigo here to actually go for an initiate without, getting caught out or even, just being stopped purely from these soldiers coming out of Chalk.
Wow, looks like Naga is going to respect this 3-man push from Imperial Pro Team Blue and actually back out. Meanwhile, Chalk and Yux are just going to push this down. IPT Blue just going to try and distract because that's 5 members in the top lane.
There's the Deadly Flourish coming out and just will catch out Badger.
Wow.
They're not going to be able to get anything from that.
Oh
And
my.
while that was happening, Shock here gonna shish kebab the mid tier 3. No, never
kebab.
mind. He has poke. Yeah.
I don't get it. Would you mind?
Kebab, you skewer.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe.
Amazing.
Yeah, you have the kappa put out in your face. Should have known that. Trevor is taking quite a bit of damage there from the side of Naga as he does get caught off from the Twisted Advance. But while that was happening, in the bottom is going only to beat Daigo, defending this bot inhibitor. Akarin just doing what he can with the spears, but if it's not a Q, it's not gonna put any damage. And now members of Imperium Pro Team Blue are gonna get this bot tier 3. Pretty simple. There you go.
Whoa, nice.
They're gonna use the ultimate from Daigo to actually catch out Shock, but he uses his cleanse really fast there. But now it's going to be the members of Naga Esports now responding onto this fight. You can see that they are trying to do what they can, but Kinzen is just free hitting their members one by one. Gets the double kill. Might look onto the Asurai. There's a Prowl Convergence for the slow, but he doesn't get anymore. He flashes in, he gets the kill. But there you go, Daigo with the revenge. But now it's only Yux alive, and he's battering down onto this bot inhibitor, ladies and gentlemen. There you go, he goes down, and that's going to be a 3-4-4 in favor of Naga Esports, while Trevor in the top lane getting this top lane inhibitor.
That was a 4v5 from Imperium Pro Team Blue. Meanwhile, Daigo is probably going to do what he can to defend this inhibitor. Now it's down. What's he going to do? Trevor's just going to slip away, casually dash through the wall. But yeah, 4v5. Imperium Pro Team Blue still won that because a lot of members from Naga were already down to begin with. And Kinzon, despite the nicely placed exhaust, congratulations, you still were in the best position in the world to deal a lot of DPS Imperium Pro Team Blue needed. Meanwhile, a nicely timed cleanse on Chalk, from Chalk rather, with Yazir basically made Naga Esports try to commit further into eliminating the Yazir. So instead of it's so difficult from Naga Esports is because they have a lot of people to watch out for. Even if Chalk was not around, they still have Kinzon to fear. Even if Kinzon's not around, they still have Trevor to worry with for their AD damage, for their DPS. So it's gonna be difficult for Naga Esports if they can't really burst someone down immediately. That's a thing that they have been lacking kanina pa. And Kinzon, obviously very comfortable, very confident in his Jhin pick. He knows that his damage is enough just to eliminate people. And at this point, I think he might be building defensively, knowing that he has enough damage already. So they can't burst anyone down right now. Nice W.
There's the route onto Asurai, and he is in no man's land. Members of Imperium Pro Team Blue say, we just want to finish this now, making that into a 4v5. Trevor taking so much damage from the ultimate of Luxuria, but he only uses the collateral damage just to get away, even with that back dash. Now it's going to be Imperium Pro Team Blue knocking on the last turret here for Naga Esports, excluding the Nexus turrets. It's now only that mid lane inhibitor. It's do or die for Naga. This is game 1, and it looks like Imperium Pro Team Blue are looking to win it. Now there you go, there goes the deadly burst. He even delivers Daigo into the embracing hands of the members of Imperium Pro Team Blue. Uses the gold stance Zonius, but Kinzen is again free hitting in the backline. They are not giving him enough attention that he will just say, I will make you beautiful. Now that's all the members of Naga going down. And ladies and gentlemen, game 1 will be going into the hands of Imperium Pro Team Blue as they stop to finish this Nexus turrets and then the Nexus itself.
Yes, that is the problem with the Lissandra. If you ult yourself, that's basically 4v5 right off the bat. Kulang na nga kayo sa damage. And that is it. 29 minutes in 2010 on the scoreboard. Congratulations for Imperium Pro Team Blue for winning the first match of the game.
And there you go, Nexus has been broken, and the victory comes out.
Yep.
Alright, so we're back. Hi guys.
Hello.
So what do you think about that match? That was a pretty explosive match coming in from Imperium Pro Team Blue. I mean, Naga Esports, it looked like they had something in the early game, but again, their composition was not built to transition into the mid game. Into the late game, especially against this triple threat composition from IPTB side, the Zir, the Graves, as well as the Jin.
Yeah, everybody from Imperium Pro Team Blue were very, very comfortable in their lanes, despite, you know, the lane swaps and the turret takings. And it just basically let Imperium Pro Team Blue farm safely. The first blood went in mamaya pa, so not enough pressure from Naga Esports. They did have a different plan in mind, but if you're forced onto these fights that they're not ready to fight for or fight against, of course Imperium Pro Team Blue will definitely win the clash and take objectives more.
Now I think going into game 2, Naga Esports, honestly, they should really stop putting Daigo in these utility mages rather than giving him those scaling mid laners that will have the most impact into the mid game, because he is always, in my mind, you know, marked as that mid laner who can make these the plays as well as the damage, everything for Naga.
Exactly. But then I'm really curious on how Naga Esports is going to approach the second game, because it really didn't go so well for them. But, you know, that's why we got another game coming up, and I think they might be able to, you know, they're just testing the waters, and I think they'll be able to like fight at par right
Of course, this is only the taste of the Mineski Pro Gaming League Season 8. So we'll be back after a short break to give you Game 2. That's going to be, again, Imperium Pro Team Blue versus Naga. If IPTB can win Game 2, it's going to be 3 points for them. But if Naga can come back, it's going to be 1-1 apiece. So, of course, I'm Asurai from Mineski TV, and alongside here with me is...
Riku from Mineski TV.
And, of course, this is the Mineski Pro Gaming League Season 8 League of Legends, brought to you by our sponsors, GG Network, ViewSonic, Gigabyte,
Secret Shop, Mineski Infinity, and Garena Philippines.
And we'll be right back.